Hello. We might have a guest today. My cat is here. One of my cats. Let's see. Come here. Whiskey. Hi, who's here? Hi, Terry. How are you? Carolyn, hi. Who else is here? Ready to practice yoga? All right. Who else is here? Or those of you that are here, what's going on? Anything you need to focus on in particular? I have a 12 days of wellness campaign right now where I create lots of videos. This morning I was working on one of the videos that's going to come out in the next few days of something that I make to support mineral balance, which is critical to all facets of health and especially for internal balance. Dawn, hi. Nice to see you. So if you're not on that already, go to my homepage. And let me see here. I'll give you that link here. So if you're not on, you could go on and sign up for that. So it's on the homepage, 12 Days of Wellness, it's called. So that's something, because I actually did make a lot of videos this time for that. Whether it's physical practice, things to make, or breath work, or just healthy tips. That's Whiskey. I don't think she shows up very often. She's a super timid cat. So that's Whiskey, because I love whiskey. All right. So if nobody else has anything to say or anything, I said I was going to do this for 2 more weeks. So this is the 14th, and then I'll come on the 21st. And hopefully you'll be here, some of you. And then, of course, they're recorded. So believe it or not everybody shows up live. They watch the recording. And it doesn't matter when you practice. I think live, you get the opportunity to tell me you need something or want something, although that doesn't happen as often as I would like it to. So even without that, live, I think is great. But of course, if that doesn't work, watch this recorded, be guided. I know that I love that. I just started doing a new workout called the bar method. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. I actually visualize we would be near a bar with our arms out, lifting our legs like ballerinas. And we do some of the bar stuff. Oh my goodness. There's 800 muscles in the body, and I teach 5 classes a week. I feel really strong. I will tell you, my quadriceps feel like hamburger meat. It is so challenging, and I love it. So let's see what happens today, because a lot of the stuff we do in here definitely focuses on quads. And let's see what happens with Whiskey here. So yoga therapy for osteoporosis, let's do it. Let's do our thing. You want to go out? We'll see what happens with her. Okay, so getting your mat or your space ready is part of the process. And being near a wall or having a chair is a really great thing to do when you're practicing, especially if balance is a challenge. Because if balance is a challenge for you, you're going to bring that caution to the practice. And recently I was working with one of the ladies I'm working with privately, and I had her face the wall to do her tree posture. And then I had her turn her back to the wall. And there was such a substantial difference for her on having herself facing the wall versus having it behind her. And it was a way to show that the nervous system, the parts of you that are subconscious, that are trying to protect you, that exists for all of us, that plays a role every time you show up to the practice. So if you know that you have weaknesses or in any area, whether that's balance or in your physical body, when I had my hip issues, I always had a block handy, because anytime my knee was going out to the side in my hip that had issues, I needed to support it. So support what you need to support, because then you could focus on other aspects of your body or your practice, whether that's strengthening flexibility, joint health, muscle strength, bone strength, balance, alignment, posture, whatever it is you're working on. Support yourself so that you can actually really focus and give it your best effort, because it is the effort that we bring to the practice that yields results. The effort in managing stress is the more you practice breath work, the more you practice stress management, the better you'll be able to manage those feelings of anxiety, hopelessness, whatever the feelings or emotions are that you need to manage. And when it comes to your body, if your focus is on developing strength in your muscles, strength in your bones, strength in your joints, if balance is an issue for you, that'll play a role in how deep you go into postures, how long you stay in them, and that will affect your strength. So if strength is a goal for you, balance can get in the way, then be near a wall, have a chair, have a block, whatever it is. Focus on some aspect of what you need: strength, balance, flexibility, better joint alignment, posture, some of those critical elements to bone health and healthy aging. Focus on some aspects of that so that you can develop your strength in that area and then add the other layers. It's a layered approach to being stronger and healthy in your body. And that's really important because I watch women over and over do this practice, especially when they're focusing on bone health, and they go lower than they should or think they need to go lower in a posture, and they're missing the strength part because there's so much balance or flexibility issues that get in the way. So let's clear the slate today. Clear this slate right now. Clear the slate of, I want to be strong. I want to have good balance. I want to, like, all the things we want, bringing all the desires to the table, right? Let's clear all of that. Let's clear all of that. And close your eyes and find one intention for today's practice. I want to focus on balance today, joint alignment today. Pick one. Balance, joint alignment, posture, strength, flexibility, or overall balance. Pick one of those. And then tell yourself that I will stand near the wall if I need to, get a chair if I need to, use blocks if I need to, not bend as far down as I want, but rather as far as I need. Today, I'm going to let what I want go because that's very egoic. And today, I'm going to focus on what I need to reach that intention of whatever it is I need for today's practice. And then open your eyes. Most of the movements that take place in our body for developing all the things we want are tiny. And your body will tell you where you need to stop along the way. So let's bring total body awareness to today's practice. Today's practice is going to be total body awareness. I find that when I teach at home and I'm teaching to not a human or lots of humans that I'm not actually seeing, that I articulate more what it is that I'd like you to find. So it's a perfect opportunity for us to focus on body awareness today in today's practice. It's how I have been able to keep my body strong, to increase my strength, balance, range of motion, posture, and everything from day of hip replacement, June 9th, 2017, to where I am today, to doing all that I do today. It's starting at that day, learning what I needed to learn about safety, alignment, strength, all of that, and every day bringing that to the practice. So for today, increase your awareness of your body in a way that maybe you haven't up until now, or adding on to what you already know. A forever student. That's what I am. That's what we should all be. Something I learned when I was 18 that has had such a profound effect in my life. When you're green, you grow. When you're ripe, you rot. Always be green. Always be green, always be growing, no matter what age you are. Green in your joints, green in your muscles, green in your bones. Always be green and ready for more growth. So let's begin our practice in a seated position. Now, seated is harder to manage mental energy, because if you have issues that's really uncomfortable to sit, then you could choose to go on your back on the ground or be in a chair. That'll be a little bit easier of a seat. I am going to begin on the ground and do the beginning part of this practice in a seated position. So let's see how this works. I will tell you that almost every class that I ever take when I go to India or even Bali and I am in a class, we start seated. So let's begin this way, unless of course you know, today is not a good day for me to be seated. Then you go into some other position. We have a block, we have a blanket for the practice, and a strap. So these are pretty basic props that we'll be using in our class for today. So have your props handy. And the way that I'm going to begin, and I'll show you, you could choose this or you could choose something different, is I'm going to place this block in between my ankles and I'm going to sit on this because my knees are okay bending. So if you have bendable knees, this is a really comfortable position for the spine. If your knees are not so bendy, then you could choose to sit on the block, of course, if your block will support your tushy. But if your tushy needs a little bit more support than a block, then go ahead and get a bolster or pillows or something. Sitting in a crisscross leg position on a block or on something elevated, because it really helps with the knees, the hips, and the body. So choose something that feels appropriate for you. Come into whatever it will be for you to begin your practice today. And then when you come into your position you're going to begin in, look around where you are. So look around, bring in that sensory input into your nervous system. Allow that to come into your nervous system. And then begin to go inward. And let's begin with open eyes first with this. So the hands are down alongside the body, looking straight ahead. Try not to be able to see your hands at this point. Exhale, and then inhale, raise your hands up. Let them find each other above your head and draw them straight down to your heart. Inhale out and up and straight down to your heart. Inhale and exhale. Close your eyes for the next few. Inhale and exhale down. Use the breath with the movement. When the hands are moving away from your body, when you're lengthening and open your body, you inhale. When your hands come together and you bring your hands down to your body, that's your whole entire exhale. So match the movement with the breath. Slow down your breath, slow down your movement. Finish the one that you're on and do 3 more just like this. Try to lengthen in your joints as much as possible. Fingers stretch, arms reach away from you. Feel that in your fingers, feel it in your forearms, feel it in your whole arms, feel it in your shoulders, your chest, maybe even down to your belly. Be in your body to notice where this movement, what it moves, what it changes, what it opens, what it lengthens in your body. And when you finish your last one, bringing your hands to your heart, keep your hands at your heart. Lower your shoulders away from your ears. Push your shoulders back. Push your tailbone and your sits bones down into whatever you're sitting on. A block, a bolster, the ground, a chair, whatever it is. Mouth is closed. Lengthen the back of your neck. Tuck your chin down towards your chest. Slightly, so that the back neck is nice and lengthened. The front throat is long. Take a couple of breaths into your body. Feel the breath moving your chest. Feel the heart pressing towards your hands. Let your awareness come to the focal point of hands on heart, hands together, heart moving towards your hands. Bring your hands down onto your thighs, palms are down, elbows are underneath the shoulders. Push your shoulders away from your ears, long neck, eyes are closed. Breathing in through the nose, keep the teeth separated. Lips are together, so relax the lower jaw. Let the lower jaw with gravity move away from the upper jaw. Breathing in your nostrils. Nostrils are the tip of the mountain. Breathing in, as you breathe into a triangular shape, a mountain shape, all the way down to your pelvis. So the breath comes in 2 nostrils, that's the tip of the mountain. Breathing in and down, feel the widening aspect of breath down to your pelvis, down to your seat. If you get distracted, come back. The nostrils begin the breath, 2 small openings. As you breathe in, widen that sensation. Feel the breath coming in all the way down. Your pelvis is wide. Feel the width of the pelvis. Breathe to the base of your pelvis. Visualize that triangular shape. Finish the breath you're on. Take 3 more breaths like this. Finishing that last breath, let the breath go. Bring your hands together. Rub your hands strongly. Feel the heat generating in the palms, really fast and hard, pressing your hands together, generating heat in the palms, and then bring your hands to cover your eyes. Blink your eyes open, and then let your hands go down. So for today's practice, being extremely body aware, one of the ways you can do this is to close your eyes. The eyes take in about 80% of the stimulation to the brain, the optic nerve feeding the brain. And when you close your eyes, you turn on other senses. I want you to really tap into the sense of feel. I want you to feel what it is you're doing in your body. Most of the movements that we do are very small, depending on what we're stretching, especially when we're doing spinal movements. The spine is all together with tiny discs in between. So it's not big movements we're looking for today. We're looking for smaller movements, felt movements in specific areas. Choosing today whether you're going to work more on balance, alignment, posture, strength, flexibility, whatever it is, you're going to, if you close your eyes, you're really going to be in your body to experience this. So from this position, if your knees are okay, stay here. If you need to straighten your legs, move yourself if you're feeling anything uncomfortable. feeling that in your body, move, create a little bit more space. Like the hoses are kinked in this position. I have kinked my hose, so to speak. So the flow has been disrupted. If you're feeling pins and needles, you need to straighten your legs, do that. Otherwise, let's begin, and you can join as if you moved. Take your arms up on the inhale, down on the exhale. Up on the inhale, down on the exhale. Close your eyes if you'd like. Your shoulder blades are gliding up and down the back of your body. Notice if you feel any stickiness, hear any movement of bones and joints moving into each other. Do you feel the stretch underneath your armpits as you do this? Do you notice anything in the shoulder joint itself? Probably and hopefully not, because you're moving the whole girdle together. And then what happens if you lift your heart, really intentionally press your heart forward? Does that change the ability of the shoulder blades to glide on the back of your body? Does it change anything underneath your arms or near your elbows in terms of tightness or muscular movement or stretch? Bring your arms down. Eyes are still closed if you can. Bring your elbows forward. Hands are still on your shoulders. Bring your elbows up towards the sky. Let your head follow, even with the eyes closed. Elbows go out to the side, as far back into the side as they can. Then you bring your chin to your chest. Elbows come down. Elbows come forward. This is your inhale. Elbows go out to the side, back and down. Your exhale begins chin to chest. Eyes are closed. What do you feel? Elbows are forward. Do you feel the stretch in your shoulders, in your belly, in your chest, in your neck? Where do you feel this? Keep your teeth together, mouth closed, breathing in and out through your nose, and your eyes are closed. Warming up muscles of posture and alignment, warming up the spine, warming up core muscles, trunk support muscles, stabilizing muscles of the trunk for the spine, for alignment, for balance, for posture. Stretching muscles that we need to be strong to maintain our posture, alignment, and balance. If you'd like, you could take your hands off the shoulders and start letting your hands go really big. Now the shoulder joint is moving. How does that feel in the joint itself? You inhale when your hands come up, your throat opens, your chest opens when your hands go out to the side. As they start to come down, you begin your exhalation. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more. Keep your eyes closed. Bring your hands onto your thighs. Bring your awareness to your neck, your upper back, your shoulders, your chest. Do you feel anything? And then to your heart. What's going on with your heart rate? If your heart rate accelerated, you're using a lot of muscles or bigger muscles. There's a greater need internally for oxygen. Close your mouth, breathe deeper. And then open your eyes. Let's warm up the spine. It moves in 6 ranges of motion. Straighten your legs one at a time. Unkink the hose. Do whatever you need here, whenever you need. Listening to your body, paying attention to your body. You're either in a kneeling position, a crisscross position, in a chair, or whatever it is you need. You're in a seated position. Let's work on our spine. There's 6 ways the spine moves. It moves through extension, which is a back bend, which is we need more of in our bodies. It moves through flexion, which is a forward bend. We need less of that because we do it all day, every day. It bends to the side in one direction, side in the other, and it twists in one direction, twists in the other. I want you to feel this in your body. Your spine has 24 movable bones. 5 are your low back, 12 are your rib cage, and 7 are in your neck. The neck has the greatest ability to move in a rotational direction. And there's much less here in the thoracic. And then there's very, very little in the lumbar. So the neck is where we get the most rotation. And when the trunk rotates, it happens right here where the ribs meet the low back. This is a yoga therapy for osteoporosis class, so paying attention to your spine is critical. Half of the fractures are here, and they're right here in this part, right where that rotational force is taking place. And if you mix rotation with flexion, that is an absolute no-no. So let's get real familiar with our spine here, move it in the 6 ranges of motion, do some postures that strengthen and support the spine so that we keep our spine nice and healthy, minimize spinal wedge fractures, or heal them if we have them. So bringing yourself into a tall position, a nice posturally aligned position, elbows are underneath the shoulders, hands are on the thighs, palms are up. This will add a little external rotation in your shoulder joint, which means it moves the joint back, it opens up your chest, it aligns your spine for a better postural position. And let's start with rotation in the neck. So rotation, these are the joints that have, these are the bones, the vertebra that has joints for rotation. So let it be just your head. Elbows are in at your body, elbows are underneath your shoulders or even farther back. Close your eyes. Feel all the muscles that are involved here to get your neck to rotate. Feel that stretch. Notice what your range of motion is. The better the range of motion is here, the better you are able to stimulate the nervous system that the coast is clear. So you want to have a really nice mobile neck. Do you hear crunchy stuff? If there's any pain in any range of motion, you don't want to go to a pain place. You want to go to a stretch place, working on flexibility and increased range of motion in the joints of the neck. Come back to center. Push your head back so that your head is on top of your spine. And then do rotation. Do you have more ability? Is there less pulling, less discomfort if you had discomfort in the other way? Bring yourself back to center. Open your eyes. We're now going to move the cervical spine and the thoracic. 7 bones, 12 bones. Take your hands like this. Hold on to your neck so we mobilize. We keep the 7 bones of the neck out of this. We move ourselves right where most rotation takes place. You should feel this underneath your rib cage and maybe in your back. Take your hands on your jaw, your arms stay at your body, your arms never move away. This is a tiny movement because it's how long can your obliques and your back muscles stretch, increasing flexibility in the back and in the core, in the trunk movement. This is not trying to get farther. Don't let your elbows go away from your body. Close your eyes. Inhale into the twist. Exhale back to center. Inhale into the other twist. Back to center. Twisting and then back to center and twisting and back to center. Hopefully you experienced that sensation in your belly. You were moving mostly in between the thoracic spine and the lumbar spine. Now let's try to move this part of the spine. So in order to stay safe, we want the shoulder blades to go on the back. Take your arm, elbow up and back. Inhale, bring yourself back to center. Elbow up and back, back to center. Elbow up and back, back to center. If you use your opposite hand on your thigh and you push away from the opposite hand and push that elbow pretty far back, you're going to start to feel some of the stretchy stuff here. Really let the elbow be the thing that goes back the most, because that's going to bring the most rotation potential into your thoracic spine, the spine that's attached to your ribs, the spine where most vertebral fractures occur. So for posture and alignment, if that's your focus, this is what you want to really focus on. Close your eyes. Feel it in your body. Let it be the elbow that does the most of the movement. Bring yourself back to center. Let's do a static rotation. One hand on the opposite leg, other hand on your waist, elbow back. Push down with your seat. Push down with your body. Get tall in your spine. Exhale. And as you inhale, your lower ribs, your middle ribs, and your upper ribs rotate around. Chin parallel towards the ground. Push your tailbone towards the ground. So make sure the low back is not in excessive back bend or extension. Push yourself down, get tall. Inhale, and then exhale to come out. Let's go to the other side. Hand on the waist, elbow back, shoulder down. Hand on the opposite side, or towards the side, opposite hand side you're twisting towards. Exhale, inhale, lower, middle, and upper ribs. Push your elbow back, lengthen your spine, tailbone down, push your belly button to your low back, minimize that curve in the low back. Feel the rotation in your body, lift your heart, lower your shoulders, slide shoulder blades towards each other. Inhale to come out. That was rotation. Let's do some side bending. Bending to the side. This is lateral flexion. Bend your spine, stretch the side of your body. Last one, bring yourself out. Next is flexion and extension. Take your hands on your thighs. Elbows are back. Heart is lifted. Stretch the front of your body. Pull the lower ribs away from your pubic bone. Push your tailbone down into the seat in order to protect you. Feel that stretch in your belly. Throat is stretching. Inhale. And then exhale. Bring your hands forward, push your belly button back, try to flatten out the lower back, stop there. Keep the thoracic spine in a neutral position. If you want to lengthen the back of your neck and tuck just your chin down, keep the front of your spine. Do not squish the safe spinal space. Inhale into extension, exhale into flexion in the low back and in the neck, but not in the middle back or the middle spine. Inhale and exhale. One more. And bring yourself all the way out. Take your seat away, whatever that is. If you have a chair, take it off to the side. Let's take the blanket, bring the blanket onto the mat and come onto all fours, starting to bring some weight into your shoulders and into your hips. Toenails touch the ground, flatten your feet, push around a little bit in your body, close your eyes. If you push your hips strongly side to side, you feel the side of your hips stretching. This is going to warm up the side of the hip joint. And then bring yourself back to neutral. Let's stretch the low back and the hips. Point your tailbone down the back wall and up the back wall, letting your pelvis tilt backwards and forwards. Noticing when you do this, close your eyes. Feel how that comes up to the ribs. The pelvis has the bottom two vertebrae that don't move because they're affixed or connected to the pelvis. And when you move them, you move your low back spine, the lumbar, into flexion and extension. And then if you go far enough, it starts to come up into the next, which is your thoracic spine. Close your eyes, feel that in your body. Where your pelvis goes, your low back follows. So this is how we are able to create stimulation for the low back to get stronger, which is what the DEXA scan looks at, the lumbar 1, 2, 3, and 4. And it's also how we protect the thoracic spine by learning about this spine and how it moves. And then bring yourself back to a neutral position. Come off, get your wrists, shake your wrists, do whatever, sitting on your heels if your knees will let you. Being okay with it if they don't. Let's come into the first posture. We're going to do plank. I'd like you to close your eyes and feel this. So this is going to be strength, working on strength. It can also be alignment and posture. Making sure that you correct that while you're in it. We're strengthening the muscles of posture and alignment. So you're either going to come in through the modification if that's what you do, or you're going to flip your toes under and lift your knees off the ground. Now work to get this alignment in your body properly. Hands are underneath the shoulders. Lower your rib cage so your shoulder blades are on the back of your body. Push your hands into the floor and guide them back towards your feet. Push your feet into the floor
and make sure the pinky toes are touching and you're pushing through the heels. You feel a stretch in your calves here. Push your feet into the floor and try to drag them up towards your hands and feel how that deeply activates what are called the flexor muscles, the muscles that make you go into a fetal position for protection. Push your belly button strongly up towards your lumbar spine to try to minimize the curve in the low back, and then strongly point the tailbone down in between the heels at the back. Push through your heels, tailbone strongly pushing down. Work the whole time you're here. Close your eyes. Hands into the ground, feet into the ground. Draw them towards each other. Mouth is closed, breathing in and out through your nose. Feel the strength in your body. Take one more breath. And then bring your knees onto the ground. Let's come into a stretch for the chest and the underarms. It's called puppy dog. It's also the safe way to fold, learning about bending safely with osteoporosis. Take your hands forward and wide. Only your thumbs are on the mat. Your tushy is in the air, bending your hips, pushing your belly closer to your top thighs. Arms stay straight the whole time. Bring your forehead to the ground or get your block and put your forehead on the block. Push your chest towards the ground. One armpit at a time pushes towards the ground. Eyes are closed. Feel all that stretch in the chest muscles, the muscles underneath your arms, for alignment, for posture correction, for balance, for fall prevention. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself up and out. Take your blanket, fold your blanket. You need the blanket, you need the block. Come to sit on your blanket. We're gonna do twist here. So sitting on the blanket at the front edge of the blanket and the block goes behind you. Reach underneath and grab flesh so you have your sits bones exposed and you feel that. You feel that you're on the sits bones. Take your block behind you. Let's do right side first. Bend the right leg. Push both buttocks into the ground. Push both feet actively into the ground, and that'll protect your lumbar spine. Push your sits bones down. Hold on to the right leg with the left hand and put the right hand on the block behind you or on the ground, depending how long your arms are. Close your eyes. Push your body down to get tall. Exhale. And then inhale the lower ribs, the middle ribs, and the upper ribs into your rotation, into your twist. Keep your eyes closed. Find more rotational forces for your thoracic spine here. Push down with your feet, tall with your body. Lower your shoulders, slide your shoulder blades towards each other, especially the right elbow back, the right shoulder blade towards the spine. Push the right shoulder blade forward, lift your heart. Keep the left elbow active. Push down and away from the ground with your body. Rotate the upper body. Breathe down to your belly, down to your pelvis. Push your tailbone into the ground. So you're pushing down with the lower body and lifting up from the middle of your body. Working the thoracic spine, working on strength, increased flexibility, posture, alignment. Take one more breath. Stay tall in your spine, in your body as you come and you unwind. Push the block to the other side. Take the right leg straight, left leg is bent. Push down with your sits bones, down with your body. Take your right hand onto your left leg, left hand onto the block behind you. Push down with your legs, down with your sits bones, down with your foot, up with your right arm. Push down, exhale, and then inhale, lower ribs, middle ribs, and upper ribs. Now you're here. Close your eyes, refine it. Push your feet into the ground to get an inch taller. Push your pelvis down to get taller. Lower the shoulders. Slide the shoulder blades towards the spine, especially the left shoulder blade. Tall, Constantly moving. Keep your right elbow active, feet active. Rotational forces for the spine, for the muscles of the core, of trunk stability, of posture, of alignment, of spinal health. Keep getting those shoulder blades to go towards the spine. But lower your shoulders from your ears. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself out. Come all the way out. Come into Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together, stretching your adductors, your inner thigh muscles. Maybe a little rocking side to side here. We're going to come to standing. So the strap, if you do have a loop, loop your strap. We'll use that for a posture in the standing position. Block will be necessary here as well. So have your block off to the side. I'd like to come up through a down dog today so that we strengthen our upper body and we feel the back body, working on flexibility in the back of your body and learning how to safely bend at the hips and not at the spine. So take your blanket, take your hands wide as your mat, and the feet wide. I will tell you, I say this all the time, put your feet wide, and people still have their feet close together. Wide, wider will be easier for you. Keep your feet as wide as your mat, your hands as wide as your mat. Push your body weight back, your knees are bent. Push your feet into the floor and lift your knees up. Keep your spine long, keep your head forward. If you need to go back a little bit with your feet here, try that. And then push one heel at a time towards the ground, stretching the back of your body. Stretch your hands. Push your fingertips into the floor, not just the heel of the hand. Developing strength in your upper body here, increasing flexibility in the back body, and especially in the feet and the ankles and the calves. Super important for fall prevention, fracture prevention. Both feet if you can. The bend is in your hips. If you need to bend your knees, that's okay. And then bend your knees, bring yourself back. Your head is looking forward until the heels touch the ground. Make sure your feet are as wide as your mat for security, for fall prevention. You're bending really deep in your hips right now. And then you take your hands back. You bring one hand at a time on top of your thighs. Your head is looking forward. You may feel this strengthening your hamstrings, your quadriceps, your glutes, lower body muscles. Super important for a lot of things. And then now that your body is calibrated to where you are, you could slowly bring yourself up. If you move quickly, you have a better chance of falling. So if balance is an issue for you, go slower when you move. Let your body calibrate to those shifts. Clear your space. And then gather what you need. Maybe you need a chair or a wall. Get it if you do. I'm going to work with a wall today because I want to work on strength in my joints, strength in my muscles, and I don't want balance or fear of falling to stop me from going deeper to create more stimulation in my joints, in my bones, in my muscles. So I need to change this to be a little higher. Get your stuff. Okay, so let's come to the mountain, get ourselves established, get that alignment in the joints, feel what it feels like, get your joints stacked properly so we can create the maximum stimulation in the joints, in the bones, in the muscles. Feet equal on the front, equal on the back. Push your feet down, get tall in your body. Reach down with your fingers, push your hands back. Thumbs are open, feel the stretch in the fingers. Push down to be as tall as you could be here in your body. Push your top thighs back, tilt your tailbone down. If you have pretty strong balance, close your eyes and feel this as it happens.
And if balance is not that strong for you and you're worried about falling, don't close your eyes, because the visual input is one of the facets of balance. So don't test yourself with that if it's not appropriate for you. But if it is appropriate, push your feet down, thighs back, tailbone down. Draw the pubic bone up towards the belly button. Push the low ribs back without rounding the thoracic spine. Slide the shoulder blades towards each other. Keep them on the back of your body. Reach down with your fingers. Long your spine. Chin parallel towards the ground. Extension of your spine. It's not tilting forward. If you were to look at yourself from the side, your head would be right on top of your shoulders on top of your pelvis. Take one more breath. Open your eyes or keep them closed if they were closed. We're going to move into tree because it's a really great way to set yourself up for success and challenge yourself when you come out of alignment. So if you find mountain, Tadasana first, and stack your joints and work on all those little intricacies, equal weight in feet, thighs back, tailbone down, pubic bone up, lower ribs activated, core activated, long trunk, head on top of your spine. If from here, you then push yourself to the side, bend the toes, knee out to the side, and bring yourself up into your tree, you have a better chance of finding that joint alignment and that posture that's necessary for optimizing balance. Then, if you'd like to add on, you could move your hands either up for support in more of a scarecrow position, shoulder blades towards each other. This can help you like a hanger in the upper part of your body, or challenge yourself and bring a little wind into your tree, moving around and feeling things happen in your balance and being okay with that. You're challenging your foot, your ankle, your body weight distribution. So you choose what's appropriate for you today in your tree. One more breath. And then slowly bring yourself back out into your mountain, entering tree and exiting tree in the joints, maintaining that stability in the joints as you move your body in those ways to come into and out of the posture. Push your feet down, thighs back, tailbone down, pubic bone activated, lower ribs activated, which activates the core, long spine, shoulders down, head back. Let's go to the other side. Bend your toes, knee out to the side, bring the foot up in between ankle and knee. Feeling, noticing here, coming into whatever hand position, and then noticing this side versus the other side. Adding challenge, and if you come out and fall out and your foot goes down, come right back in. Play here in the posture so that when your joints have to manage a slip, trip, stumble, or fall, they know where to go. So give yourself a little bit of that momentum in your body so that your muscles can get used to it. And feel this. Be inside your body. What are you feeling? What do you feel in your foot and your ankle, in your standing foot, in your balance? Take one more breath. And then bring yourself back to your Tadasana mountain. And then shake your legs. Let's come into another posture that we only have to do one time without going from side to side. That's the chair. We'll use the block for that. We'll use the strap for that. So I want to use the strap on my legs today. You would do this on your legs if you felt super secure with your balance. If you have any precariousness with your balance, then the block goes between your legs for stability and the strap goes on your hands for the top part of this. So this would be a more stabilizing, especially if there's something going on with you in terms of balance, and you know that. If you feel really secure with your balance, you could put your strap on your legs. And then notice, as I bend, I'm bending in my hip to do this. I'm not rounding my spine to get my strap on. So if you are going to bend down, keep that nice spine, always paying attention to how you're moving in your spine, especially with osteoporosis. Bring the strap onto the thighs if that's what you're going to do, or bring it into your hands. Take the block in your hands if the strap is in your thighs. And then we're going to shoulders are forward, up, back, and down. Push back so you feel your heels taking this weight like you're sitting back on a chair. Arms are up, push the block, gaze is up to where the block is. Push out on the strap, make sure it's as tight as it needs. That side hip joint, and don't do it too tight if you're worried about your balance or be near a wall or have a chair near you or something. Squeeze the block, don't grab onto it. Squeeze it with your hands to activate your upper shoulder girdle. Close your eyes if that's okay for you. Go deeper if that's okay for you. Push out on the strap more if that's okay for you. Or push the block together between your legs. It's your practice, your body, your bones, your muscles, your alignment, your posture, your balance. Three more breaths. And then slowly bring yourself up. If you have a strap between your legs, make sure you know about that. Bring it off safely. If you need to make it a little bit more narrow, do that. If you need to bend down, keep your spine long, bending in your hips. Hold on to a wall or a chair if you need, and take one foot out and then the other. So with awareness if you are using a strap. So I'd like to go into a posture where this is where you need to make some choices. Is strength your option here? Is that what you're going to focus on today? Strengthen the bones, strengthen the muscles. Is balance what you want to work on in the joints? Or is flexibility what you want to work on? Because this posture, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon posture, can do all of those. If you're away from a wall, balance will be the foremost. You'll be worried about falling out of this. And then also flexibility, because you want to keep that straight leg and open your body forward. So doing this near a wall is fantastic for creating the strength necessary in the joints and in the muscles to be able to do this posture away from the wall eventually, or maybe never. So whatever the intention is, find that. I recommend that you try this near a wall and do that for a little while. You'll see what happens. Now the key with Ardha Chandrasana, your hips, this is like your hip lights, like flashlights here, and then the heart lights. We want to turn our hip lights and heart lights forward so that we're stacking our joints and we come onto the side of the hip capsule, strengthening the lateral chain on the down leg, and then the up leg is lifting up, activating the side muscles. So there's a lot of strength in this one, balancing half moon. So get your block on the ground. If you are near the wall, have your body pretty close so that it's almost touching. Close to touching. If you're too close, it might make it a little challenging. And your foot faces the block and your back is straight here, or in a neutral. You're not rounding down onto this. You're actually in the neutral, so that the flexion is in the hips. Then load up your standing leg, take your back foot back, contract your core, lift yourself up into this half moon posture. If you're near the wall, push your foot into the wall, push your hand into the wall, and stack your joints. Open up your body forward, hips are forward, heart is forward. The top leg, you're constantly are lifting against gravity, flexing that foot. Push your pelvis forward. Closing your eyes would be for those of you that have a pretty advanced practice, or especially if you're near the wall. Always being safe, whatever you're doing.
Take one more breath. In order to come out of this safely, you want to bend the standing leg, rotate your body forward slowly, bringing the back foot down, and then bring yourself away and bring yourself up. We'll go to the other side. When people are practicing this in their younger years, there's more playfulness, less fear of breaking in the way that we worry when we get older. And there's a lot of doing this in the middle of the room. And one of the worst things I've experienced in a yoga class, a live yoga class, was with this posture, doing it in the middle of the room with a bunch of 30-somethings. And I think I was in my 30s or 40s. And one girl fell out onto the person behind her because it is a posture you fall out of. And that term falling out of postures happens when we practice certain postures, if we're doing that in the middle of the room. But as we age and wisdom comes along with that, which I'm so grateful for, we make wiser decisions. So make the best decisions for yourself when you're practicing yoga. Make this be a true healing practice without any potential for injury. Bring the block onto the floor. You're near the wall. Foot is facing the block. You come onto that weight-bearing leg. Put your leg behind you. And then you come into this posture. Leg is lifted. Lift that leg because that becomes a part of it. Working on that posterior hip on the lifted leg, rolling into the posterior hip on the standing leg. So you've got strength on the standing leg, pushing into the pelvis, creating bone building stimulation. You have activation of muscles on the side of your body for stronger hips, stronger knees, stronger ankles, which will be better for fall prevention and balance. And healthy aging and traveling and skiing and pickleball and golf and all the things you want to do. Push away from the ground, long limbs, flex your foot, be in your body. Either eyes are open or closed. If you could close your eyes, a little bit more challenging with some of these postures to close your eyes, unless of course you're near a wall, and that may give you that security, that secure feeling you need for that. Take one more breath. To come out, you bend the standing leg, you bring yourself forward, you bring yourself out, and come all the way out. Shake your legs. I'd like to do another posture that has as many of those aspects as we just dealt with in the half moon. I'd like to do twisted triangle at a wall. So the twisted triangle is that the front leg is the one that you rotate over. You're rotating over the front leg. And balance is a big part of this. So being near a wall can be a big deal for this. If you're not going to do the wall, I'd like you to have a chair there and have the block there, and you'll have the chair as your support. If you're going to do this near a wall, take your hip pretty close to the wall. Take the block on the floor in front of you. Your foot comes forward. Your back foot goes back, legs are straight. Take your hand on the wall, the pinky edge, and then bending at the hip, flexing your torso forward, bring your arm across your body. You have your body against the wall for balance. So this becomes a little bit more about strength and flexibility. Push your legs into the wall, lengthen your spine, and then rotate. Add a little bit more rotation when you're near the wall. Working on creating stimulation in the lumbar spine, stimulation on that front leg, posterior hip. Push your belly button up towards your spine. Keep your legs straight in this one. Push away from the floor, get long, and rotate your trunk forward. Closing your eyes could be an option. This is a pretty intense posture. Push the back big toes into the floor. I don't really recommend closing your eyes unless you have a very, very strong practice. It doesn't make it better for you. It makes it better for people that have that ability in their bodies. Take one more breath. To come out, you bend the front leg, taking the tension out. Bring yourself up slowly, and you're going to come over to the other side. Twisted triangle. Block is away from the wall. Chair is there if you need, if you're doing a chair here. Let your body be near the floor. Back foot is back, front foot is forward. Bring your arm up, your hands so you're touching the wall. When you come forward, you're bending the hip to bring yourself forward. You come onto the chair or the block. Let your body be against the wall so that the balance comes out of this. Make this more about strength and flexibility. This has a lot of aspects of some of the most strengthening components of the yoga therapy for osteoporosis practice. Push away from the ground, get long in your torso, rotate your tongue forward. Push your big toe edge of the back foot into the floor. Push away so you spiral. Bring that action all the way up that inner thigh, to the pelvis, up to the upper body as you rotate the upper body in the same direction off the back big toe. Take one more breath. You're going to bend the front knee, keep your head lifted, and bring yourself up and out. Take your legs, shake your legs. Bring one foot up, rotate, practicing single leg standing balance, getting the tension out of your feet. Lots of tension gets developed in the standing practice, and that's great because it's good for balance, fall prevention. And then that alignment, having your feet be nice and aligned. So we're going to go down onto the ground and do some postures there. You'll need your strap, your blanket, and your block. Coming down is just as important as getting up. Load down into your joints, take a pretty wide stance, and load down into your joints to come down onto the ground. Come all the way down. Let's begin with a bridge posture. You could do this with a block between your legs or put the legs through a strap. So you decide what's good for your body here. Legs through the strap, if you'd like, or the block. Take your blanket off to the side. The goal of bridge is to bend the thoracic spine as much as you can and to keep using the back of your body to push away from the ground. So you use your arms the whole time in this, your tushy the whole time, and your feet with our intention, which is for strengthening the back muscles and for posture, alignment, fall prevention, all of that. So walk your feet closer to your body, push out on your strap or squeeze the block. Arms alongside the body, slide the shoulder blades closer towards each other, lengthen the back neck. Bend your elbows if you're newer to the practice or if it's something you need, and then straighten the arms. Otherwise, push out on the strap or squeeze the block. Tilt your pelvis back. Inhale. As you exhale, push your feet in, squeeze your tushy, push out on the strap, lift your pelvis off, lift the lower ribs off, lift the middle ribs off as much as you can. Let the weight be in your upper back. Don't let it go down to your head. The way you do that is you bend your spine even more. And the way you do that is pushing your arms into the ground. Clasp if you're able to clasp, being pretty high off the ground if you're clasping. Otherwise, arms are straight or bent. Push into the block or out of the strap, whatever you're choosing for your legs. Close your eyes, feel this in your body. Push away from the floor with your feet, squeeze your tushy, push your spine away from the floor, bend your upper spine, feel that. Feel the shoulder blades pressing behind your heart. Bring your awareness to the front of your body, feel the stretch in the hips, stretch in the belly, stretch in the front of the spine. And then bring your awareness to the back of your body. Feel all the work. Push your arms into the floor. Take one more breath. And then slowly, slowly bringing yourself down one vertebra at a time. Lift your heels up, lengthen the back of the body. Let your pelvis come down. Bring the blanket back behind your head. Take the strap off. Stretch your body fully, stretching your spine, stretching your belly, and then bend your knees. We're going to come into a twist and a hover for the core, for the trunk. You're going to feel this a lot in your core here and in your low back. You want to stabilize your trunk here. So you take your block like this and you push it between your calf and shin area. So it goes in the lower legs like this. This is a hover and hold, bringing your legs off to the side in a rotation, activating the core to hold, and the stabilizers of the pelvis to hold so your low back doesn't fly away from the floor. Take your arms alongside your body, close your eyes, squeeze the block so you feel the activation of the inner thighs. Arms are to the side, and then slowly let the legs go to the right. Go slow to where you feel the work happening, and then stop. Hover, stay there. Eyes are closed. Feel the weight going to the right buttock. If you'd like to unbend the legs, squeezing the block, activating your feet, pull your toes towards you, reach through your heels. Squeeze the block. Heart up towards the sky. The lower body is moving to the right. The upper body stays up towards the sky. Squeeze the block. Push your belly button back towards your low back. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself back to neutral. Bring your knees into your chest. Let your low back relax. Let everything soften in the lower body. And then coming back up now to the tabletop. Feel the weight in the sacrum. Activate your core. Let your legs go off to the left till you feel the tension that's appropriate for you. Squeeze the block. Hover here. Push your belly towards your spine. Eyes are closed. Heart is pressing up towards the sky. Low body is moving left, upper body's up towards the sky. Straightening your legs if that's appropriate for your body. Active feet, toes are towards you, reaching through the heels. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself back to center. Block off, knees to chest. We're going to roll onto our bellies to do the locust posture. Now we're moving up against the sky. We're trying to bend the back of the spine into itself. Long with your toes, forehead on the ground, hands alongside your body. Exhale, and then inhale. Bring your awareness to your spine. Push your nose like you're pushing a marble away. Bend the back spine, the neck, feel that. Now bring that curve, that back bend into your upper spine. Lift your legs off, reach long through your hands. Feel the back of the spine pressing into itself. Slide the shoulder blades back towards each other. Push the heart forward, push the belly forward. If you're able to clasp and keep your hands off of your body, you could clasp. Otherwise, hands stay out to the sides. Push your heart forward and push the back of the spine into itself. Pubic bone presses into the ground. Close your eyes. Feel this in the back of your body. Feel the strength of the back of the body. Legs are straight. Reach through the toes. Reach through the head. Breathe through your belly. Mouth is closed. Take one more breath. Bring yourself down. Bring your blanket back. Let's roll onto the back. We'll do another posture that's going to strengthen the pelvis and relax the back from those two back bends and that twist. So go ahead and get your block. to the side, push it off to the side, grab your strap. Bring the strap onto both arches. Put your feet up towards the sky. You're going to push into the arches. Soles of the feet are up towards the sky. Legs are straight. So if they need to be away from your body to be straight, do that. And then pull the legs back without flattening the low back into the floor. Push out on the strap. Push your legs away with the muscles and pull back with your hands. Try to feel the stretch of the legs right where they attach to the body. Pull down, push away, pull back. Trying to pull on the hamstrings where they attach to the pelvis, creating bone stimulation in your pelvis. Close your eyes. Pull down with the strap. Push away with the legs. Legs are straight and pull back. Long neck. Eyes are closed. Push away, pull down, pull back. Try to push your tailbone towards the ground. Take one more breath. Bend your knees, take the strap off. Shake your legs in the air, shake your arms in the air. Let everything settle. And then we're going to come into Shavasana, allowing all that you did today to settle into your body. Arms are alongside your body. Close your eyes, close your mouth. Let your awareness be in your body. Focus on your breath. Notice your heart beating. Let your legs be heavy. Let your pelvis be heavy. Let your rib cage be heavy. Let your belly be soft. Let your left arm be heavy. Let your right arm be heavy. Let your head be heavy. Let go of holding. Feel your body getting heavier with each exhale. Begin to slow down and deepen your breath. Bring your awareness to your feet and start to wiggle your toes. Bring the movement into your feet, your ankles. Wiggle your fingers. Move your arms. Bend your knees. Draw your knees into your chest. Draw the knees in deeply to the chest and rock side to side, massaging your low back. Eyes are closed. Feel that in your body. Feel today's practice in your body. Come onto your side. Using your hands to push yourself up to a seated or kneeling position, whatever feels best for you. Sitting tall, take your hands down alongside your body. Inhale to reach your hands up, eyes are closed. Let your hands find themselves above your head and slowly draw the hands down to the heart. Lengthen your neck. Push your hands to your heart, heart to your hands. Let's close with sound, a humming sound, to settle, to bring peace to your internal body, into your mind. Mouth is closed, exhale. Inhale. Bring your hands up to your forehead, bowing forward in gratitude for the wisdom, for the opportunity to take care of our body, our bones, and our mind. Namaste. "12 postures." Usually the goal that I focus on is trying to bring in 12 postures. Hopefully today you felt, you experienced, you raised your awareness in certain aspects of your body. The more you know about your body, the stronger and safer you will be able to stimulate muscle strength, bone strength, balance strength, improved posture and alignment. Practice something every day and practice often. All right, so how was that? I didn't play my song today, which I usually do. I did more of a little guided Shavasana. So I'd like to hear from some of you how today's practice was. She's way, hi, better late than never. Hi to the other person. You're welcome, Dawn. Yeah, okay, good. Isn't that funny, Carolyn? We always get what we need, even if we don't say it, it just kind of happens. I love that. All right, so I will be here next week on December 21st. So if you'd like to practice with me, the emails go out, come and go on my website and sign up for 12 days of wellness because there's videos in there and tips in there that are healthy. If you want to go to Scotland with me in 2024, let's talk about it. So reach out to me and we can have a discussion. Good. Yes, I know you love strong practices. She's way and you're strong. Kathy, so happy you're here. Great. Terry, great. All right. Happy holidays. Manage the stress in your mind and in your body. The stress in the body, if you manage it, creates strength in the muscles, the bones, the joints, and all that. So thank you and have a great day. Bye, everyone.